Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Caitanya Caritamrita. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We're reading from chapter 7, Adi-Lila, hearing the glories of Panchatattva. Text 47. Sanatana Gosai Asi Tanhai Milila Tanraj Shiksha Lagi Prabhudu Maasa Rahila. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When Sanatana Goswami came from Bengal, he met Lord Chaitanya at the house of Tapan Mishra, where Lord Chaitanya remained continuously for 2 months to teach him devotional service. Lord Chaitanya taught Sanatana Goswami in the line of disciplic succession. So Sanatana Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. He is the elder brother of Rupa Goswami. Sanatana Goswami was a very learned scholar in Sanskrit and other languages, but until instructed by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did not write anything about Vaishnava behavior. His very famous book, Hari Bhakti Vilas, which gives directions for Vaishnava candidates, was written completely in compliance with the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Sanatana Goswami at Varanasi at the house of Tapan Mishra, where the Lord was there for 2 months and he was continuously giving instructions to Sanatana Goswami. So Sanatana Goswami means he's receiving the instructions in the disciplic succession, in the parampara system. And after he's receiving the instructions, he's writing the Vaishnava literature. One of the famous books he wrote is Hari Bhakti Vilas, which is the etiquette for Vaishnavas. How a Vaishnava is supposed to act, what is his behavior. In his Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sri Sanatana Goswami gives definite instructions that by proper initiation by a bona fide spiritual master, one can immediately become a Brahmana. In this connection, he says, Yatha kanchantam yati kamshayam rasa vidhanataha tatha diksha vidhanena dvijatvam jayate ninam. As a bell metal is turned to gold when mixed with mercury in an alchemical process, so one who is properly trained and initiated by a bona fide spiritual master immediately becomes a Brahmana. So one of the things that he's mentioned in his Hari Bhakti Vilas is that if one gets initiation in the disciplic succession by a bona fide spiritual master, one can immediately become raised to the platform of a Brahmana. So the example has been given is that it seems that when we mix mercury with bell metal, then it becomes to gold. That bell metal turns to gold after it's been mixed with mercury. Similarly, when a person receives initiation from a bona fide spiritual master, he becomes a Brahmana. Sometimes those born in Brahmana families protest this, but they have no strong arguments against this principle. By the grace of Krishna and his devotee, one's life can change. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam by the words Jahati Bandham and Shuddhyanti. So, of course, the caste Brahmanas, those who are born in Brahmana families, they say, no, how can you just make somebody a Brahmana? You give somebody initiation and you say they become a Brahmana. No, you need to have so much pious credit, so many past lives, you should have done so many pious activities, then only you'll be born in the family of a Brahmana. Like this, you're born in any family and you're saying just because you get initiated, you can become a Brahmana. But it is true. It is even confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam that Jahati Bandham indicates that a living entity is conditioned by a particular type of body. The body is certainly an impediment, but one who associates with a pure devotee and follows his instructions can avoid this impediment and become a regular Brahmana by initiation under his strict guidance. So even Srimad Bhagavatam confirms this point, that one who is being properly trained and initiated by a bona fide spiritual master can become a Brahmana.
So that means that they are stressing here the importance of association also?
Yes.
Because if I'm born in a very low caste, that is because of my previous karmas.
That's right.
But if I come in association of a pure devotee, and like if he's a bona fide guru and I take shelter, then I can rise to the platform of, like up till like a higher platform.
That's right.
Right? Is it that?
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because at the time we have been reading, because at the time of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the caste system was still very rigid. 500 years ago, still the Brahmana community was being very inimical to the others. And they were like, no, it's only if you're born in a Brahmana family that you can get initiation, that you can become a Brahmana, that you can remain a Brahmana, and not others. But Lord Chaitanya, he was giving love of God to everyone, not caring who they are, where they're coming from. Yeah.
Okay.
Srila Jiva Goswami states how a non-Brahmana can be turned into a Brahmana by the association of a pure devotee. Prabha Vishnave Namaha. Lord Vishnu is so powerful that he can do anything he likes. Therefore, it is not difficult for Vishnu to change the body of a devotee who's under the guidance of a pure devotee of the Lord. So there's nothing that is impossible for God to do, for Lord Vishnu to do, for Krishna to do, right? So he can change one's mental situation. He can help. He cleans away the desires. That's how he changes the body of a person. He changes the body of a devotee because he's cleaning the heart. So he's changing the body of the person, and he can do it. Why can't he? He's above the rules of the material nature. Tanre shikhaila asaba vaishnavera dharma bhagavata adi shastrera yata goda marma. On the basis of scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, which reveal these confidential directions, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Sanatana Goswami regarding all the regular activities of a devotee. So Lord Chaitanya told Sanatana Goswami, you write this book, Hari Bhakti Vilas, which is like a guidebook of Vaishnav etiquette. How is a devotee supposed to behave properly? In the Parampara system, the instructions taken from the bona fide spiritual master must also be based on revealed scriptures. One who is in the line of disciplic succession cannot manufacture his own way of behavior. So this is the importance, why we need to hear and follow the spiritual master who is in the line of disciplic succession, because he is not going to manufacture anything new. He just follows what he has learned from his teachers, and he teaches that. We don't need to manufacture anything new. Krishna himself also, when he's speaking the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna 5,000 years ago, he's saying, I'm repeating to you the same knowledge which I spoke millions of years ago. Even Lord Kapila Dev, when he is instructing to Devahuti, he's saying that this is an ancient system which I'm telling you. So even God does not manufacture. So who are we to manufacture? We just simply have to hear, we receive it, and we speak it. Because we think, modern ways, we are thinking, if I create something new, I will become great. I will create a new way of engaging in devotional service. No, we don't need to create anything new. We just simply hear and follow. And that's what we speak. There are many so-called followers of the Vaishnava cult in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who do not scrupulously follow the conclusions of the Shastras, and therefore they are considered to be Apa Sampradaya, which means outside of the Sampradaya. Some of these groups are known as Aula, Baula, Karta Bhaj, Neda, Daravesh, Shani, Sahijya, Sakhi Beki, Smarta, Jat Gosai, Ativadi, Chudadhari, and Goranga Nagari. In order to follow strictly the disciplic succession of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one should not associate with these upper sampradaya communities. So what happens is when we try to become too creative, when we are depending on our mind, then we tend to deviate from the principles. Then when we are deviating from the principle, means we are spoiling the whole thing. And then there are so many of these upper sampradayas who are misrepresenting. They're not completely following what Lord Chaitanya is saying as per the scriptures. And so they are called upper sampradaya. And we are advised to not hear from them. One who is not taught by a bona fide spiritual master cannot understand the Vedic literature. So if we want to understand Vedic literature, we need to hear from a bona fide spiritual master, one who's coming in the line of disciplic succession. To emphasize this point, Lord Krishna, while instructing Arjuna, clearly said that it was because Arjuna was his devotee and confidential friend that he could understand the mystery of the Bhagavad Gita. It is to be concluded, therefore, that one who wants to understand the mystery of revealed scriptures must approach a bona fide spiritual master, hear from him very submissively, and render service to him. Then the import of the scriptures will be revealed. So if we at all are sincere and we want to understand, what is the Bhagavad Gita all about? I want to understand Bhagavad Gita. We need to hear in the disciplic succession. We need to hear in the disciplic succession. If we are going to hear Bhagavad Gita from, there are so many people who are commenting on the Bhagavad Gita without even understanding what Bhagavad Gita is. So many people are commenting. And if we hear from them, we are going to become as lost as they are. So it's so important. That's the reason to hear in the disciplic succession, to hear from the bona fide spiritual master and hear from him submissively. Hear from him very submissively. We should not challenge. Yes, if we have doubts, we should put our questions in a matter of humility, in a matter of trying to understand what is being said, but not challenging that, I am God, I am the one who's correct. Then we are not going to be able to understand. Krishna is telling Arjuna, I'm explaining this Bhagavad Gita to you because you're my devotee and you're my friend, because you're not envious of me. So the more we give up our envy of Krishna, the more we will be able to understand Bhagavad Gita. And here is mentioned that we render service to the spiritual master. So then the import of the scriptures will be revealed. It's only then we'll be able to understand what the scriptures are trying to tell us. It is stated in the Vedas, the Shveteshvatara Upanishad 6.23, Yasya deve parabhakti, yatha deve tatha guru, tasyaite kathita I artha, prakashante mahatmanaha. The real import of the scriptures is revealed to one who has unflinching faith in both the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the spiritual master. So if we at all want to understand the Vedas, what is the Vedic scriptures telling us? We need to have equal faith. Some people say, I have more faith in God. And some people say, I have more faith in Guru. But here, Svateshvatara Upanishad is saying we need to have equal faith, unflinching faith. Unflinching, firm faith in both Guru and Krishna. And then all what is being said in the scriptures will be revealed. We'll be able to understand it. We'll be able to understand. Srila Narottam Das Thakur advises Sadhu, Shastra, Guru Vakya, Hridaya Karya Aikya. The meaning of this instruction is that one must consider the instructions of the sadhu, the revealed scriptures, and the spiritual master in order to understand the real purpose of spiritual life. So sadhu, guru, and shastra. Sadhu, guru, and shastra. All these three You know, what the sadhu and the guru, they're always speaking from the Shastra. If someone is speaking not from the Shastra, then we know we can't hear from them. We should not hear from them. Neither a sadhu, saintly person, or Vaishnava, nor a bona fide spiritual master says anything that is beyond the scope of the sanction of the revealed scriptures. So if one is really a bona fide spiritual master, if one is really a sadhu, he will speak only from the scriptures. He's not going to make up anything. Thus, the statements of the revealed scriptures correspond to those of the bona fide spiritual master and the saintly persons. So, sadhu, guru, and shastra, this is the test. This person, what he is speaking, is he speaking from the shastra? Which shastra is he speaking? Because somebody says, yes, this person is speaking from this shastra, Oh, where this shastra suddenly come from? Oh, it was written by this and this person at this and this time. No, the revealed scriptures, they are spoken by God himself. Nobody can manufacture a shastra. We are all imperfect, so we cannot manufacture our shastra. The revealed scriptures are there. They are the guidelines, they are the law books, and the guru and the sadhu are always speaking from there. One must therefore act with reference to these three important sources of understanding. So we need to understand the Shastra from the sadhus and the guru. That is the point. And have equal faith in God and guru. Once we find a guru, a real spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master who's coming in the disciplic succession, then we should have equal faith in him and God. And then all what is in the Vedas will be revealed to us. We will be able to understand it. Is that okay?
Yeah. So then the importance of the sadhu and the guru both is given here.
Yes.
Right?
Sadhu, guru, and shastra.
Yeah, shastra.
Yeah.
And that's why all the references are given. Even when we are reading, we always see that this is from Bhagavatam so and so, from Srimad Bhagavad Gita or Vishnu Puran or Manusmrita or like Shveteshwara Upanishad. So like all the references are there, that they are speaking from that. They haven't, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's why Prabhupada has put the references there so that we know that it's not being made up. It is there in the scriptures. And so we can also learn it when we are speaking to others. Because we don't need to make up anything. We just only need to speak what is already been spoken in the scriptures. That's all. Yes. And so when the references are given also for us, we can also have that, oh yes, I'm hearing is truth. I'm not hearing somebody's mental speculation, Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. Very important point. Thank you. Thank you. Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.